My Gaming Edge.
Hey guys, this is TheFragile with My Gaming Edge, and today I'm going to show you a demo from the MGE Cup 51, the team that I play for, versus Spacewhales. It's on Snakewater, which isn't the most fun map to cover, but I figured this was a pretty cool demo, I guess. I also consider Snakewater to be not only a slow map, but it can also be a very back and forth map, so I'm actually going to show you a very back and forth round. It's the third round. Right now it's 1-1. And I'm just going to discuss things that could have been done differently and or better on either team's part through my point of view. And this is a medic POV technically, but I mean this is also kind of a team-oriented demo as well. So it's a mix of both. So I'm just going to unpause right here, and as always, just heal demo first, heal soldiers. Heal the scouts right before they get out of your healing range so they have the best buff possible before getting to mid. And this mid, we're going to go ladder or planks or whatever we call that, I'm not quite sure. I get rushed immediately, and thankfully that scout misses everything. This mid isn't looking too good. I arrow Justin, which keeps him alive longer for like a good 5 seconds, which was pretty cool. And then I arrow that soldier, which was also really cool, but I knew he was weak, but I immediately backed out because I don't want to be put in a possible position where I am going to die to like a flanking enemy or something. So there was really no point in me staying, especially when I'm the last one up. And plus I need to build that Uber and keep the Uber, really. So we have Uber here. I'm just gonna buff everyone, and we're gonna push in. Justin gets headshots, so it's gonna delay our push back into mid by a little bit. Off the top of my head, I can't remember if their medic died or not. I think they did, which is why we're pushing here, because we have advantage, I think. So we're going to go into mid here. And there we go. They just called Uber, so this was fairly unfortunate because we're probably going to end up losing 1, maybe 2 people, since they were backed up really far, and that's exactly what happens. We lose about 2 people. We're just going to hold 2 here, just back it up and just hold it, and since both people popped, both me and their medic popped Uber at about the same time, we should hopefully be able to defend this. That was extremely close. I didn't have an arrow loaded, even though I don't even think I would have arrowed him there, considering he was like on life support, and I didn't know how much longer the soldier was going to rush him down. The soldier could have got the kill there, but maybe he thought that Soup had more health than he really did. So we have Uber here, and we're looking to surprise him, just peek out a little bit, and that's exactly what we do. I think I popped there because I was afraid that the demo man had stickies there or something. That was not a very good pop on my part. I guess we just expected more of a presence from them, and that was just called, I guess, and they just backed up immediately, and we were afraid of a trap or something. I'm not quite sure. But I definitely could have held that had I known that there was pretty much nothing in 2 at all. I eat a rocket to the face, and as I try to escape, there's a sticky sitting under my feet, so I was pretty screwed there. Overall, this round is looking just horrible for us right now. And they're going to go try to cap last, and we put up some good defense at last and save it, while Ender gets a pretty key kill right there to delay them from capping and winning the round potentially. And we defend the point successfully, but I get headshot, which was very saddening. Pretty much right here, what's going on is it's just like kind of desperation from both teams almost, because the point is almost capped at last. and some of the Spacewhales guys are just, well, they were kind of just hurling themselves on point to try to cap it, and some of them were trying to defend too. So it was kind of just two different battles going on at once, which was really confusing, which led to pretty much the result of what's going on right now. I would say maybe if they all went last, like at the same time, then they possibly could have got it. Because if they just all pushed last, then they would have had numbers to overwhelm us before Ender could backcap. So right now they have a sniper, and I'm chilling right here because this is the spot I got put in when I realized that they have a sniper. Otherwise, I'd probably be in spawn. Right now, they're rushing us really close. I was fairly certain that the sniper was watching me the entire time, so I pop immediately once I get out into the open. And I think right when I popped out, he took a shot at me, or at least he took a shot. But I mean, the sniper would have no reason not to do anything but look at me right there and try to make me drop. So, I mean, it worked out because we flushed him out and got a bunch of kills, and we're recapping too. So we're gonna get buffs because we have numbers right now. So we're gonna try to push back into mid, and this should be a free pick, and it is, which is great because now we get to take mid at least 6v4, which is, you know, should be pretty easy to do it without much like resistance really. So right now we know that they're down on numbers, and they're also down on momentum, which means a lot in this game really. So we're gonna try to just do things quickly without too much hesitation. I'm just gonna make the jump up here, and we're gonna try to get in their face while the other guys cap. I do remember Justin telling me to pop around the corner here. I'm not sure if there were stickies or just like 5 dudes. And Justin's certainly gonna die here, and I arrow him, which was probably the best arrow of in my life, which certainly just saved his life. And I kind of did it while I was running. Like I almost did that like nonchalantly to the point where I was just plus forwarding to the door to get out anyway, because I got out with like 14 health. So that was a really great arrow to hit right there. But what pretty much happened there is we tried to do a really quick push to last because they were down on numbers, and they kind of spawned and overwhelmed us, and we also didn't really have too many numbers going into last at the same time. So we kind of just got out immediately once we realized that, without trying to lose any numbers, and try to reset the situation. Right now we're about to have Uber, but unfortunately we're down 1 right now, so that's going to halt our push just for a little bit. Plus we have a sniper, so it's more useful right now to let the sniper try to get a pick. I'm going to try to, well, I was going to try to buff him before he peeked, unless he was buffed and I just didn't see it. I popped at the door right here. Again, I think Justin might have said to do that. Maybe we were afraid of stickies or something. But I'm put in a horrible position right here, and it ended up being pretty okay. But then I just get shotgunned down to death. But in that situation, healing Memphis was pretty much mandatory because he needed to get back in the fight. Very smart of Carnage there to do that, to halt them trying to cap. But pushing last on this map is extremely annoying because of snipers and sticky traps, especially as a medic. So you have to be really extremely aware, like not only you as a medic, but everyone on your team. So this is just obviously a very back and forth map. This was a giant miscommunication here. Usually, and maybe I did say this just a second too late, usually in that situation I say if they push in right here, I'm going to exit this and this way. And what happened was that they went down towards that lobby area, and I ended up going towards the the sawmill storage room-ish looking thing area. So that sucked because if I got rushed down, I could have died with pretty good Uber percentage, and they wouldn't have been able to do anything. But we have Uber here. We're gonna go in here. I think the demo blew stickies, but Justin's pretty hurt, and I want to get these two soldiers Ubered so they can rocket jump in for free without taking any sort of damage. Unfortunately, we are getting back capped, and I'm put in a horrible position. And right now, I can't do anything but just plus forward out and try to make it out, because if I try to delay, regardless if they see me or not, I'm going to end up being behind them, which means at some point I'm going to have to ninja forward, and that's probably not going to happen without them seeing me. And pretty much I just have to go in there, because if I die, then okay, cool, I die, I respawn soon. But if I try to just ninja my way out and I die, then I wasted a ton of time for something that wasn't really guaranteed to work. So here we're defending last. We're just gonna try to. I think they have advantage here. Yep, and then they popped. Now I'm in a bad spot, so I'm gonna rotate because I had no one to heal, and I'm just gonna heal people here and try to stay relatively safe, but definitely get on the point whenever I'm needed to get on the point. I live barely. I'm going to reset real quick because there's really, because first of all, whenever you run out of, whenever you shoot a crossbow and you then switch back to your metagun, so therefore your crossbow is not loaded back up yet, if you just resup, it loads in a brand new one for free. So that's always a good reason to resup. And plus I just needed help. Scout rushes me down here. I have to pop. This isn't too great because it's just me and Soup, or Soup and I, and plus right as Carnage does that, he gets right out of my range. Soup does a fantastic job, but we all die anyway, just because we got attacked from 3 different directions, which was very good on Spacewhales' part. Here we're going to try to pressure mid just to see if we can have some sort of presence and get some kills, which we just did. Right now I think a soldier's going to come meet me so I can build Uber quicker, because it looks like we're definitely going to get mid. And we are. So here we have to be aware of the sniper because he's probably looking down this way, so that kind of limits our ways of getting across, which as you can see, Justin, or whoever that soldier was, just jumped all the way across to make it so that he wouldn't get sniped, even though he got sniped anyway, so I guess the sniper rotated and was waiting for that. But Memphis is going to build here, and I think he's using gunboats, which is not too productive to build with. I mean, it's better than nothing. I guess Soup could have built Uber with his pills. So even though we're getting picked off by the sniper here, which I'm not really sure why we are, because we shouldn't really be peeking that, but I mean, you know, it's at least this match wasn't super important. But yeah, we shouldn't be peeking the sniper there, but at least we were building Uber, so it wasn't an imperative moment. We just got picked before much even happened, which was kind of silly. I'm gonna go in because our guys are really pushed up, but now they're in back of us, which is just a world of trouble, because once people start getting in back of you, then you have to worry about pretty much getting flanked and the people in front of you at all times. It's a fairly effective strategy, but I guess we flushed them out. It definitely could have went in their favor though. They have a sniper still, I believe, and I'm gonna just try to juke around the fence and just be, I don't know, annoying to the sniper and not really give him any sort of shot. We killed a decent amount of them to the point where we can, cap here, and I do know that some of them are dead, and we're gonna try to push in really quick, but I know they're gonna spawn like right here. I'm gonna hold Uber here, but there's a soldier waiting for us on back of us, and this might finally be the end of the round. I'm gonna heal Memphis here since he's pretty hurt, and the Pyro's not paying attention to the point, and that is victory. Alright, so I am gonna pause here. That was a very, very, very back and forth round. That was like a 14-minute round. Basically, what happened was with some of the fail pushes on both teams is we, like for example, when we were trying to push their last, we would get a bunch of picks at mid, like between mid and their 2. And we would get enough picks to be like, you know what, we might be able to cap and then start pushing while we're capping. This is not the best strategy in the world, and it's something that we've definitely talked about and improved upon. Capping 2 while pushing last works if you wiped a bunch of people at 2, and they're not going to be spawning for a while. Maybe 1 or 2 spawns while the people at last push, maybe. But if you wipe a bunch of people, and this really pertains to any map, if you wipe a bunch of people between mid and 2 or at mid, you can't really cap 2 and push last, like have your scouts cap and then have everyone else push last, because you usually won't have enough numbers, so you really want everyone to be there. So in that case, what we should have done is we should have just capped 2 and then maybe pushed from all different sides, like the combo can push top left and maybe scouts go bottom or right or something like that. Just, you know, overwhelm them from a bunch of different sides. Because what happened was is we would push last with our small numbers against their like 1 or 2 guys up, but then they would spawn, and then what would be, you know, 2v2 or 3v2 in our favor when it would end up being, you know, like 3 of us versus a good 4, maybe 5 of them with their new spawns now. And that isn't a fight that we can win. That's not really I mean, it's obviously 3v5, and even if you have Uber, you really need everyone there to win an Uber fight, even if they don't have Uber, because you just need to annoy the other people and have everyone deal a bunch of damage. Just because one person's invulnerable doesn't mean that they can kill 6 people. So that was one of the reasons why we had a bunch of failed pushes. Some of the reasons why Spacewhales had a bunch of failed pushes is because there were a few times where we would annoy them at 2. We would have one guy back capping from mid to 2, or we would have, you know, we would be pressuring them at 2. Not us as a team, but just like a scout or a spy or just something to annoy them. And they were really, really, really infatuated with that. Whereas if they just pushed in, maybe with just mass numbers and just ignored the guy, or maybe even had just maybe 1 scout stay back instead of have, you know, 2, 3 guys stay back, then that definitely could have and should have worked in their favor. Because when Ender was back capping that one time, if I remember right, there was a soldier there, maybe a sniper, I think a scout. I know there were at least 2, maybe 3. If they all just pushed, maybe except for that soldier, they should have had us. And then there was another time where they Ubered into last when I didn't even have Uber. I think that was another one of those moments where they didn't quite have everyone there. You really, especially on Snakewater, you really need all 6 of your guys to go in, even if some of the other team is dead, unless you killed a bunch of people right then and there. Because again, respawns are really deceiving on this map. You think you're okay, you try to push last, people spawn, and then it really sucks. Other than that, let's see, the 2 fights were, the fights at the second control point, rather. They were mostly okay. Rico did a lot on Sniper. He was really aggressive, and what we should have and could have done, but definitely should have done, is played a little bit closer to each entrance, just so Rico couldn't just peek out for free and, you know, headshot Justin or, you know, headshot one of our other guys. Even though I don't think he got too many kills when you know, when this was happening. He did get a handful, but not like a ridiculous amount. But pretty much if you let the sniper know that, hey, I'm going to be at the door here, and if you try to peek, you're definitely going to die. Then the sniper's really going to think twice about, you know, being super aggressive. Other than that, the map, I mean, it definitely could have been played better on either part, but yeah, I don't think there's really too much else to say. Crossbow on this map, I think it's pretty useful. People tend to clump up on mid fights. People tend to clump up at last, and I mean, you never know, if you hit an arrow like that, you know, it could make a lot of difference. Plus, I hit an arrow on the soldier in mid, which kept him alive for another good 10 seconds. So, I don't know, things like that matter, honestly, as long as you hit them. Pretty much the reason why I wanted to show you this demo is there was a bunch of back and forth play, and Snakewater can be a very either stalemate-y map or a very back and forth map, or both. And I just wanted to show you what you can do to improve upon it to not necessarily make it so back and forth, because the first 2 rounds were fairly quick. Other than that, that should do it. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this demo, or if you want any requests for future demos, just leave it in the comment section below. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. This is TheFragile from My Gaming Edge, and thanks a lot.